Hi, everybody. Kate and David. Really glad to be with you guys tonight. If you guys can turn on your videos right now, if you have videos, that'd be great so we could see you. And if you don't, that's fine. Please, if you're here, we'd love to see you.
And that's in the bottom left of your screen if you're new to Zoom.
So Christopher, you're here with us. So we wanted to start with you as usual so you can give an update just about what's happening, what's prime right now. Love to hear that from you.
There we go. I think.
Testing.
Yeah.
We're live?
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
The good old start stop. Hey, thank you, David and Kate, for hosting again our group meditation, our energy building processes. To just give a little update on the field, as you may have likely seen an email that went out about a month ago, we officially postponed our public launch or release from what was scheduled for October to January. We might be actually bringing that up a little bit with a public event and launch of the party in November. That's not fully definitive, but it's getting closer to settling in. Either way, we're approaching that moment in time. Our intention with that is to build some press and some media and some awareness so that when we have this formal release and an announcement of a new political party in America, that can result in a pretty significant amount of exposure. And that can be a catalyzing force to that exposure then hopefully begets increased membership. And with increased membership, we have increased participation. We increase the capacities and our power and our reach into the nation, as well as increased financial capacities. So that's all forthcoming. As you have likely seen in an email that went out a week or two ago, I formally announced that I'm actually stepping up as the One Nation presidential candidate and using that presidential campaign as a major national and international platform for announcing and launching not only One Nation Party, but also the all-win paradigm. And we're going to spend a full year initiating as many people as we can gain and keep their attention, that we actually have another option than just win-lose politics in America. But there's actually a deeper way of us listening, problem solving, getting creative, collaborative, and synergistic in order to actually create a whole new era. I mean, that sounds a little bit of a bold way to say it, but I actually feel like it's an appropriate way to say it. A whole new era of American politics. And this all-win campaign is designed to catalyze that type of holistic thinking in America and potentially beyond. So that we're currently scheduled for January as the launch announcement of that presidential campaign. And some people think, oh, that seems a little bit late in the game, or because they're used to seeing these Democratic candidates having been worked through 2019. But actually, if you feel in the energy, that democratic process is coming into a certain type of clarity as candidates are falling off. And before we know it, in the turn of the year, we're going to have just a handful of Democratic nominees and then one particular candidate. And so all that energy of kind of whose platform is going to get that Democratic attention, that's going to become more still. And then there's just going to be the standard red versus blue battle. And it's really at that moment in time that we're going to enter into the scene. And when that red and blue nominee are locked in, we're going to be able to stand up and represent the millennials, represent independents, and actually represent those that are politically disengaged for a number of different reasons, and give those groups, millennials, disengaged, and independents, a very specific voice and a very specific character and icon through the presidential campaign to be able to see that they have an option other than just the Democrat or Republican nominee, and that can represent the social movement in America that's actually calling for systemic transformation. So we should have a really interesting year coming up. We are at a really beautiful moment where more and more members are finding their roles. They're finding their participation. David and Kate hosting these monthly calls is one example of members that have found a role where they can step up and bring their unique gifts and genius and contribution and service to this larger field. And more members are finding their roles. Almost every day, it feels like somebody clicks into the team, whether it's a role that's internal or they're running and leading an organization. We identify where that synergy is, so where the inter-organizational collaboration is. And if you are looking for your role, if you want to kind of find that sense of connection and participation, then be sure to plug into the Discovery Call program, which is a program that we've built specifically designed to help members to find their unique role, their unique contribution within the One Nation Network and the 2020 campaign. And you can go to the website under resources, find that Discovery Call program, and then just enter your information and then register for that program, get all the information about that. So really recommend that. And it's also a moment in time to start talking about money. You know, we haven't talked much about money at all in the first year and a half of organizing the party. But it's time for us to start to actually have increased budgets for media development, developing videos, and building the team and being able to enable staff, contractors. And so anyone who has stepped in with your initial membership monthly contribution, some members are beginning to increase that. You know, if you're at $5, you can go to 10. If you're at $9 or $10, you can go to 25. If you've been at $25, you can go to 50. And there's no pressure around that, but it's just a moment in time that it's actually relevant to start talking about money. And every little bit of that reoccurring revenue, it is the operating budget that enables us to fulfill our mission. So there's that invitation, and you can mention anything on the Facebook group or email us at participate@onenation.party if you feel like maybe you've built a certain level of trust in what we're doing and you're ready to increase your financial participation. Another aspect that's really relevant is building our membership base, which is both builds our network and our capacities, as well as a financial base as well, with every member having their monthly contribution. And so now is a really great moment in time to actually, you know, get that friend, get that neighbor, get that family member, get their attention and tell them why you've become a member, and invite them to do so as well. And they can go right to the website, right under the Become a Member tab, and register. And I actually have done a majority of the member registration personally. And now is a moment in time that needs to start to decentralize, where, you know, some number of members need to kind of find that fervor or that courage or that clarity, that conviction to start to enroll other members in order for this movement to start to do the thing that it's designed to do. So really want to invite that. If you're on this call and you have a spouse or a parent or a child or a friend or a colleague who you've talked about One Nation to and they feel energetically aligned, then now will be the time to actually take them across that threshold and say, let's go to the website and let's register, and you can officially become part of this network. So there's a little bit to chew on as far as where we're at, what's coming down the pipeline, talking about money a little bit. And, you know, just can't reinforce enough that the Facebook group is really the place for our conversation to come. So if you have any questions, if you have any insights, if you have any concerns, if you have anything exciting to share, if you've had a really meaningful interaction with somebody about One Nation or about the All Win campaign, or if you've shared some of the 101 videos with people on our YouTube channel and they had a positive reaction, bring that conversation, that communication into our Facebook group so we can share in that together and integrate that process together. And some action or experience you're having might inspire other members to take action or have other experiences as well. I guess I'll leave it at that for my update for the month. Thank you, David and Kate. I'll turn over back to you.
Thanks, Christopher. Thank you for all that fabulous information. It's just so good to hear from you every month in this way. I think we also want to talk tonight about the format shift for these calls. So David, I'm going to hand it over to you to talk about that.
Yeah. So what we've done in the last few months, some of you I think have been part of these calls, is we have been building a very strong, collective, energetic field. We've been working to create together a very strong, coherent group heart, a group mind, higher mind, and a group belly center or will center. And what we are going to do now is have a sort of shift in the focus here, where we're going to be using this field to be empowering you in your capacities in coherent leadership, and specifically strengthening your capacities of love associated with the heart, wisdom associated with the higher mind, and power associated with the belly center. So we'll be using the same kinds of approach here, but with this slight shift of focus that we think is going to be, provide a lot of value to all of you in your particular calling, your mission, your particular contribution, as well as continue to build the field together that will support One Nation as a whole. And so with this shift, we're also going to be opening this call up to the public. Up until this point, it's been only for One Nation members, but we're reconceiving of this as a gift, an offering of One Nation to many people who are wanting to step into higher levels of coherent, inspired leadership. And we're going to be creating a very potent field here together that can filter out, reach many different people, and can be scalable in a way that will add a lot of value to people every month in their own process of stepping into deeper levels of leadership together. So we're excited about the shift and excited to start that journey with you today.
Yeah, great. So in service of starting that journey together today, we want to start with the heart qualities, the way that the heart meets with leadership and how it impacts your leadership. And so I wanted to share two things with you before David takes us into the meditation. One thing is when we talk about heart qualities, we say love. Love is one quality, but there are actually many, many, many qualities that derive from the heart, many essential qualities, intrinsic qualities to our nature that are heart-centered. So some examples of those would be compassion, love, joy, sincerity. There are many, many different, courage actually is another one that comes from the heart. So there's lots of different qualities that we can really dig into here and really feel into and understand, because they impact how we move through the world and how we engage in our leadership. So when we talk about love, there are many, many possibilities within that general category that we want to discriminate and really understand more deeply. And then the other thing I wanted to share around that is, it's also true that with all of these qualities, like with love and compassion, there's generally a kind of idea about what love is, what love looks like, what compassion is, what compassion looks like. It gets memorialized in love songs on the radio or in Hallmark cards, things like that. But I wanted to just put out there that sometimes the way love moves, for example, can be sweet and soft, but it can also be very clear and very sharp, like a diamond. And so as we're talking about these qualities, we want to really feel into them and feel the many possibilities of the way that they move, because we think that that will actually help us recognize what's needed in a particular situation as we go about our individual and unique leadership here for One Nation or for anything that we're doing in the world. So I thought I would just share that as two touch points for tonight before David takes us into a meditation. Okay, ready?
Okay, thanks, Kate.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn off our videos for the meditation, and we're going to come back at the end to create a space of sharing, so you can bring forth whatever insights or experiences, visions you might have had during the process. So I want to invite you now to just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And Christopher, perhaps if you could just confirm that you can hear me, because I've put my headphones on. Okay, good. So let's just take a few deep breaths and settle into this moment more fully. Whatever you might have been doing in your day to get yourself here to this call, just through your breath and through your awareness and attention, just letting go of that to give yourself the gift of fully arriving in the here and now. And as we just relax together, noticing what's present for you, what do you find that's here for you, and giving room to whatever's here, whatever feelings or sensations are present for you, without any exceptions. Letting your reality be just exactly as it is. Invite you to start to bring your awareness now down to your heart center, which is located in the middle of your chest, your energetic heart. And just breathing into your heart, giving space to whatever's in your heart. And just remembering your heart. I'd like to invite you to open to a feeling of gratitude in the heart for this chance to come together in this way, to connect with like-minded, like-hearted people sharing common vision and mission, and knowing that we need each other to bring forward the full healing power and depth of this group field. Please now start to bring your awareness down into your feet and legs and your pelvis, and just sense the place where you make contact with the ground. Start to open your awareness to the presence of the vast living earth beneath us. And then to start to send your awareness down into the earth, as if you were sending down roots that are grounding you really deeply into the earth. Until your awareness reaches all the way down to the very core of the earth. And just sense your whole rhythm slowing down as you come into sync with the pulse of the earth.
On your next in-breath, sensing that you're drawing up from the very core of the earth, the vitality and the life force and energy of the earth, drawing it up those roots into your feet and legs, and let it fill your whole body with the power and aliveness of the earth. And as that energy starts to fill you more and more, sense that you're starting to open, almost like a tree opens its branches to receive the light from the sun and the stars above us. Allowing that light to cleanse and purify your whole field. And connecting you with the vast creative energies of the cosmos coming to us from very far away as light. Sensing that light surrounding you now, creating a healthy boundary, brings a sense of integrity and wholeness to your whole system. Being present here is your very deepest and highest self. Invite you now to start to extend your awareness to the presence of everyone who's on this call. Let's include anyone who'll participate later via the recording. And just sense that we're starting to connect higher self to higher self. Feeling our group field coming into formation just by our awareness of each other's presence. We may not know each other personally, but we're united by this shared vision. This shared calling. And sensing a membrane of light around this group field, bringing a sense of wholeness and integrity to the group space. And then opening together to the great mystery of existence itself. Source of all reality. That which permeates all. Please bring your awareness now back to our group field. And I'd like you to imagine that on the inside circumference of our field, as if we were in a large circle, that we're creating together a filter of light. This filter allows us to pass through in our very essence, while gently but firmly holding all other energies for the duration of our practice. Since we're creating that filter of light together with our intention to keep our inner sanctum pure. Please now bring your awareness and attention back to your own heart. Just taking a moment to reconnect with the presence of your heart. And starting to connect with the intrinsic qualities of our heart. Its natural qualities of love, kindness and compassion, of joy and happiness, of courage, knowing these qualities simply part of the intrinsic nature of our heart. And then I want to invite you to sense that your heart center, your energetic heart, is starting to extend from where you are and is coming into the very center of our field, passing through that filter of light, and sense that we're starting to meet together in the very center of our field. Our heart centers coming closer to each other, starting to mix together, to merge together in the very center of our field. Sensing our heart centers coming into deep resonance with each other. And starting to form together one presence, one group heart. Keeping your attention and awareness in the very center of our field and just noticing what's emerging. you may sense this presence of our group heart starting to develop its own rhythm, its own heartbeat. And just taking a moment to sense the fullness and the strength of this group heart. And its capacity to care, to love, to give. I invite you to sense now that this group heart that's beating in the center of our field, it contains something of the very essence of every one of us. Starting to also beat in resonance and rhythm with the very core of the earth. Sensing the core of the earth as the very center and heart of earth itself. And the resonance with our group heart as the very center of our energy field. I invite you to sense now our group heart and the core of the earth coming into resonance with the black hole at the very center of the galaxy. Is the energetic heart of the entire galaxy. Sensing your heart, our group heart, core of the earth, center of the galaxy. One vast, interconnected field of heartful presence. Please bring your awareness now gently back to our group heart in the center of our field. I invite you to sense once more just how full and coherent and strong is the presence of our group heart. And sensing that everyone who's on this call the hearts of everyone are beating in resonance with this group heart. We are all joined in this field of resonance. I'd like to invite you now to sense that you're taking the presence of this group heart in your mind's eye and bringing it into your own heart. Sensing this group heart in all its strength and fullness, coming into the space of your heart. And sensing the fullness of that presence in your own heart. Sensing this presence enlarging and strengthening your heart's capacities. Strengthening your capacity to love. Your capacity to care. Your sincerity. Your passion. Your courage. And know that as we're taking that presence into our own hearts, that presence of the group heart, that we're taking something of the very essence of each other into our hearts. And that we're all supporting each other to step into even greater expressions of love in our leadership, in our lives. invite you to start to experience yourself as a source of this potent love and courage. That you can radiate in your world, to your loved ones, to your community. Knowing that we're all stepping together into these higher levels of loving service. Invite you to know that you can recall this field of resonance, of loving resonance, as you move through your day, as you're called upon to take actions, to make decisions, that you can bring all of your actions into alignment with this felt sense of loving resonance. If it's in alignment with this greater field of resonance, we can be confident in the support of the universe. Gently bringing your awareness back to where you are located on the planet, sensing your body, feeling your feet on the floor, becoming aware of your surroundings. We're going to transition here shortly to time of sharing. Invite you to notice anything is moving in your field that you would like to share from this experience.
You can unmute yourself if you're on the phone by pressing *6.
And if you're on a computer, just unmute yourself in the bottom left of the control panel.
To warm things up. Thank you. One of the things that stood out to me was how exciting and intimidating it was when you invited us to bring the group heart into our own body, our own energy body, our own energy field. And there was kind of this like, I can do that, you know, like that's okay. And then just, what do I have to let go of in order to receive that? Like, where is there still constriction that's actually like, that's too big to receive? And as I was perceiving the energies there, I think it's safe to say that I wasn't able to allow the full group heart into my own heart. You know, maybe some percentage of that I could feel. There was some that was still outside because it just wasn't open enough to receive all of that, which is great because I could receive everything that I could receive, and that was really meaningful. And it gave me a reference point to being wanting to receive more next time. So just thought I'd mention that as a really special moment and share a little bit of my personal experience around that.
Yeah, thanks, Christopher. And, you know, there is an intentionality in the practice when we do that filter of light so that the energies in the center are of our essence, which is sort of one layer of protection in a sense that makes it safer to, you know, receive those energies. And then I would also just say, yeah, you know, just to reflect back that to whatever extent we are able to allow that expansion, you know, of our own heart resonating with the larger energies of that group heart, you know, it's a process that is only moving us in the right direction, you know, for each.
Totally.
So it's wherever we are in that process is good, is fine.
And, you know, as that was occurring and in the minutes to follow, and I think you facilitated that verbally just exquisitely, it did have that definite embodied experience of, oh, if this feeling is always in here, I can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, with the love and the courage and the joy and the compassion all integrated, like if that feeling is there, oh, anything's available at any time.
Yeah.
You know, so just, I think further reinforcing the value of this practice in our leadership is that like, that's what enables the leadership, is that actual feeling where there's energy radiating out from the chest, as opposed to this kind of like, can't do much if our energy is like this. And if our energy is like this, we can do anything.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I'd say, Christopher, that in a sense, it's those qualities they're here, they're present. We're in a process of you know, making that clearer to ourselves through working with you know, the group field, and then the oscillation between the group field and the individual. These are things that are always available to all of us at all times, but they're very obscured by our ideas about things and, you know, just things that get in the way. So it's really great to tap into it together, and then to recognize that it's there, it's available. We become more aware of it. It's great to hear you say that.
Yeah. So are there other sharings that want to come forward?
Sharing can be a question too, if something
Yeah.
is percolating for you, that, you know, there's curiosity, or Jill.
Jill. Oh, you have
Have
to
to unmute yourself,
unmute your-
Jill.
Oh,
Okay, hang on. We'll do it for you. Oh,
no. I
can you
think-
talk, Jill?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
there we
hearing
go.
you. Okay, great.
Just a little closer to your computer, I think.
okay. I just wanted to say I had the same experience as Christopher did. Is that his name, Christopher? The peace that I felt when we were to bring the energy into our heart, I realized I had, you know, these feelings of, well, I felt it very powerfully, the group energy, heart energy. But I also felt some old, am I worthy of this?
Mhm.
And so I was aware of that. And then it was, you know, it shifted into, well, I'm part of this group energy too.
Yeah.
So that was really lovely, you know, to realize I was part of it, and I could receive it because I'm part of it. And
Right. Yeah.
and it felt very lovely just to have that oneness and to have had the whole Earth and the galaxy all put in there. And I also felt the power of it. That's all. I don't have too much more to say, but
Thank you so much, Jill.
thank you for being such a wonderful guide.
Thank you. Well, and I will just say that there is something about what we're exploring here with the, you know, the group presence, like the group heart. It's just like what you're saying. There's something about that is sort of like an intermediary, say, between us and the divine, if you like. And it's closer to us because it, as you said, it contains part of each of us, of our essence. So it's not so foreign or not, you know, it makes it a little easier to draw in for exactly the reason you said, because it is also us. So I just wanted to reflect that back. Yeah.
Jill, thanks for bringing yourself into the group. It
Yeah.
feels great to meet you in this way.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
Yeah, we'd love to hear from
one more.
one more or two more. If you're out there.
Hi there, this is Sophia.
Sophia,
Hey, Sophia.
hello.
Oh, good, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say to both of you that was exquisite. I feel like I went on a journey, and David, just the piece that you said about us being called to step in to, I can't remember exactly how you phrased it, but it was so exquisite. It was we are being asked to step into greater expressions of love in our leadership and our lives. And I ended up just kind of journeying with that piece for a little while and feeling how true that is, and feeling, yeah, like what we're going to have to let go of in order to bring greater expressions of love into our leadership and into our lives. And then even just now to hear that reflected on this call, it just feels like that is really potent and strong medicine for the field right now. And I feel it for myself personally as I'm coming up against my own challenges where I like, sometimes I just don't choose love. and how can I really make it my devotion to choose love always, even despite the fear or despite the frustration. And so that just felt so good for me to feel that and feel that held in the collective field today. And just thank you. I loved the format. I loved exactly what you both held and where you took us. Thank you so much.
That's so great to hear, Sophia. I really feel filled up from listening to you share that. And I'll just add that I think one of the things that feels so encouraging or something about what we're doing in general is like we're all supporting each other to step into those higher levels of love. Like, you know, we all have those limits or those places, right? But I feel like this is what we're doing in this kind of process is we're all activating each other to those higher levels, you know, knowing we're doing it together. And I'm very happy to be doing that with you, Sophia.
Likewise. Together we rise.
Together we rise. Yeah, well, we've come close to the end here. And I think in closing, I just really want to say to everybody who's on this call tonight that, you know, one of the deepest wishes here is that we all have the support that's necessary for, you know, taking these bigger steps, moving into these higher octaves. And this is both a place to come and be nourished. And also, as Jill was pointing out tonight, you know, we're all part of it. So we're simultaneously giving to it and receiving from it. And that's such a cool simultaneity. It's such a beautiful way that reality unfolds. So we're really glad that you all were here with us tonight. We hope that this call, you know, really supports you in whatever actions you're taking, whether it's formal leadership or informal leadership, whether it's within One Nation or within just your regular daily life. All of it is interconnected. It all matters. It's all, we're on all the time. So anyway, we hope this has been good for you in that way. And we look forward to seeing you again next month. We do this every month. And this is really a place we want you to think of to come and get recharged, get filled up, get what is good for you as you do your work in the world. So it's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. And we hope to see you again soon. So we'll see.
A quick little check-in. I just saw that 8357 unmuted, and I didn't know if they just wanted to say something real quick. There's one other person that just unmuted.
Sure.
8357.
916 area code.
Are you there?
Oh, they just remuted.
Oh.
You
Oh, no,
come in with the final word. We'd like to hear from you.
I think they're trying.
Right. Go ahead, 916 area code.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, finally. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I tried a couple of times to unmute myself. This is Polly in Oakland. Yeah, earlier I just wanted to share, just to say thank you so much for this experience. I came in quite stressed and unsettled and kind of feeling the unworthiness that comes with that. And it shifted quite dramatically for me. I felt like, yes, this is exactly what I'm here on this planet for. And I'm sitting here looking out at the Oakland skyline. And at one point, I think it was when you invited us to bring the collective heart into our own hearts, I just had this profound sense of possibility in seeing the city as I imagine it could be. And it felt like a big yes to creating that. So thank you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. What was your name again?
Polly Dallas.
Polly.
Polly.
Thanks,
Polly.
Polly. That's really lovely to hear.
Thank you, Polly. It's a great
you.
note.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. We wish you
See you next month, guys.
good night.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
night. Bye.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.